be getting on here in a little bit to do my finish up my end of the month reads, right? So I know you see the caption if you're actually looking at it. I know you're like, what is this about? Well, I'm definitely praying for my brothers, okay, whether they're here in America, Africa, or what have you, no matter who they are, okay, inventors, okay, you have the ability to invent, okay, and I think Maxwell Chikumbutso definitely has what it takes, my baby, to definitely put. Because see, here's the problem with the way society sees Black people, and this is why they want to take education from us. Well, dismantling the Department of Education is probably one of the smartest things that they've ever done, because there's not a smart kid coming out of DPS, and I'm talking about Detroit Public School Systems, at all. They're just passing these kids along. I don't care. Where's the rest of the money that goes, that's supposed to be filtrated back into the Department of Education? This money was definitely being passed down from Democrat to keep the Democrats constantly going. Now, that's not genius. That's just somebody who definitely has done their research and their homework. And I think that they already knew. They just was, maybe, I don't know. These are not politicians that are in the White House. We know that, right? But it is what it is. But big ups to Maxwell Chikumbutso. Um, Definitely not here in America, okay? For sure, for sure. Has generated, made generators, okay? Self-powering cars without none of the other stuff that nobody has used, just natural energy. It's like it runs on it running, okay? For real, for real. So he's made a self-powering TV, don't use electricity or nothing, okay? Generators, that's just solar power. He is a sheer genius. So I was just watching Network, which you know is Mr. Eddie Griffin, and I always watch Nigga News Network, okay, with Eddie Griffin, and this was one of the last stories that maybe some minutes ago that was just released on YouTube. You can look up Maxwell Chikumbutso if you like to, but like I said, the smarter you are, okay, the better off you are. Continuing to educate yourself is really what you're supposed to do. Is your right, okay? You have every right to educate yourself. You really don't need the Department of Education to educate your children. You can educate your children. They're being educated whether you want them to be or not, off of YouTube and whatever these other things, these influencing websites, okay? So would you rather them to see us eating fast food, taking in that garbage? It's the same. Okay. So my kids taking in social media, TikTok and all this other garbage. That's garbage mental food. Okay. So think about what is going on in their head. Think about what type of kid is being raised nowadays after being on social media. Social media is not really helping. So things like TikTok is making things aware, right? There's a lot of things that you could be made aware of, but you have to do further research on some of these things that you are seeing, that you're taking in on social media, right? So that's why I always go back and I check and make sure, okay, that what I'm looking at is absolutely true, okay? But you know, the AI generated tools nowadays, they're going to tell the truth. So like when you go to AI and you go and you look up something for the first time, it's made to definitely tell you the truth no matter what, how it's coming out. It's going to tell you the truth, right? So if you go look up and use your AI tool or what have you, okay, and you go ask this AI generated power tool on social media a question, it's going to give you the absolute truth about any and everything that you ask, even about America, right? So as we shown here on Intuit Activity, people are asking these AI generated tools about all sorts of things, and when the answers come out, it's so devastatingly uh, honest and truthful to people that they're shocked that even America is being exposed. Okay. Um, and what's been happening here in America is all been a fluke. America is a business. Okay, we always known that. And for them to say that some fool came around and just discovered America is definitely a lie. It has been a lie since the beginning of time. Okay, it has been. Um, you can't discover something that there were people already on it just because they didn't speak your language and you bullied them and took over something so that you can take over because you felt like you had a better plan to start some old you know what I'm saying, this fake lie. This was all fake and it's a fluke here. America is a lie, and these people who've been living this lie is being dismantled. Okay, again, be careful of what you are allowing your children to take in, and the the food that you're allowing them to eat. Um, it's a lot of stuff that you have to watch here in America. It would be best if you just grow your own food, okay, in your backyard. Like, honestly, you need to grow your own food, your own vegetation, and make sure you keep it up or what have you, because, well, this is just the time. This is the time we're living in. Okay, people don't. They used to have those trees where we had the pears, the oranges, the apples, and stuff like that growing in the backyard, and so on. I'm serious, and um, we need to really start doing that again. Okay, um, Maxwell Chikumbutso, baby, be safe. Okay, because these people are not really they're not ready for Black America to start over again. We're not as dumb, America. No matter where you have put us and placed us and kept us in, like, they associate poor and poverty with Black people. Okay, and every time they think about poor and Black, they think of Black people. But if you do the research on who is really poor and in poverty, it is not Black people. Most of us work hard, my baby. We work hard. We're not the main ones on food stamps. It's 80% of white people use that system. Okay, so I'm shocked that people still sit up here and really believe that when you see a Black person, every time you talk to a Black person, what do you see them doing? Working, working. They'll tell you, working. Most of the time, our senior citizens, yes, they're probably set back, laid back on SSI from working. Okay, for real, from working, and they're no longer able to work at this time, but probably really miss it so, right? And that's my thing. You have to, we listen, our poor compared, as Mr. Eddie Griffin said, our poor compared to white people's poor, it's not the same. Usually, white people's poor consist of a trailer park, but barely any running water, no shoes on, eating out of cans, got a pig, about the roast of meat, goofy with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's funny, okay? And then our poor is more so like a hard time, and but we in an apartment, a high rise on the system, whatever they're giving us, and we're definitely making those ends meet. We're in a whole full apartment with running water and lights and stuff on. That's what we call poor, because it's not a big home, it's not a big fancy home, but there's a different type of level of poor. Okay, when you compare poor Black to poor white. And I feel sorry for those poor whites because it's more of them that utilize that system. I've known this since I was a child. That ratio is not the same. So I don't know who they ever put in the place of being poor, but they need to really wake up And them cutting off those services is why these white people are definitely turning weird and going back to racism and falling on those because it's affecting them more than it's affecting blacks. You understand what I'm saying? So I really pray for them because this is a time that we all really do need to pull together. But I'm just sad to say that they really felt like supporting MAGA was the best thing, but I didn't really care who got in there. I knew some things was going to come out and Trump was on to something, but it wasn't really Trump, was it now? Okay, he's just the pen of power pushing, okay? He's the power pushing pen pusher, okay? He has the power to try to push this, but we know that Congress has to definitely agree to dismantling this system. But there's 200, and I believe, don't quote me, about $268 billion that goes off into the Department of Education, but those classrooms aren't getting that. Those poor children aren't getting the best education. The education system is failed. These kids aren't going to school. They're not learning anything. Most of the time, these teachers are just in those classrooms and they're putting those kids out. I got two teenagers in school still. I've raised teenagers who went damn near half of the school year without going and still graduate in high school and still get that high school diploma. Mines know how to read, okay? But they are pushing kids out of those systems that do not know how to read, how to uh, do a lot of things, my baby. More than likely, it's poor education. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't have good comprehension skills either. You know what I'm saying? They're not comprehending well. There's a lot of information that those statistics show when these children test beep scores are very low. All these testing scores are below the line of everybody else in this world, okay? Americans' children are not educated. They are poorly educated. The most education that they get is just enough to punch in some numbers and know how to what? Work a job. You heard me. That's the most education these kids will get. A restaurant job, probably more so than anything. They don't give them true education. They're not really educating these children. That's your job as the parent. That's your job as the grandparent. That's your job as the auntie, the uncle, whoever are over these children. You have the right, and teenagers and children, you have the right to educate yourself as well. There's Khan Academy. There's several different um, resources online that you all can use to educate yourselves. And parents, you can definitely introduce education to your children young. You are the first educator of your children. You have to get them inspired about going to, school or what have you. But you do need to definitely try to, it's hard. Okay, it's very hard with our economy, how it is, to try to put your child in a better educated system. But from the looks of it, all of them were failing educational systems. Okay, they have failed our children here in America, period. And that's why they're pushing for the Department of Education to be dismantled because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. These people have been stealing money from the Department of Education and they do not have a backup of if you pull those accounts to where that money is going to those departments or to those uh, facilitators, okay? Who are these companies and what are they doing? And if you push it and try to see why they're there, they won't be able to stand up. These accounts will not be able to stand and say, well, this money is going towards this for the department, for the kids, for this, for our communities. They will fail every time. Those accounts are personal accounts of certain people who are highly in office and they're receiving those funds. They've been stealing that money for ages, since they probably began And they said it's definitely linked up under the Democratic Party. So there's a lot of people out here who is so mad because Doge is exposing them. So now I see why they are attacking Elon Musk, okay, and attacking um, the Tesla cars. They're definitely burning down and cutting down the person who's America, like Ed Griffith said, America is a certain kind of stupid. You gotta be dumb as hell to not care about where your tax dollar. You've been asking, where are your tax dollar? Why are your roads being fixed? Michigan, especially you. So white people in Michigan, don't keep looking at me like you fucking stupid bitch every time you see me somewhere out in the store, because I go out and about and beyond, and I'll be everywhere, wherever the fuck I want to be, right? So I'll be out here, bitch. So if you see me, don't be looking at me stupid because of the color of my skin or because you got a bitch. Don't try to get my attention. I don't give a fuck about you. If I'm out here, I'm doing whatever the fuck I'm doing, minding my business. You need to be worried about where the fuck your money going, you crazy ass, racist ass people. And leave the fuck Elon Musk and fucking Trump alone. And Congress, you need to push that shit because you know it's the truth. And I hope that motherfuckers actually look at what's going on and definitely rectify the situation. He not trying to put that money. He already a billionaire. What the fuck? And he got insurance. He don't give a fuck. You could burn up all the Teslas you want. Okay? But y'all definitely are trying to take down the man and dismantle this man and his business based on what the fuck y'all doing behind the scenes. Okay, this shit ain't got nothing to do with black or white. This got something to do with people who want to stay rich off of the people. You stupid motherfuckers have been paying y'all fucking dollars, tax dollars, into this fucking Democratic Party who ain't been doing up but stealing the money right from under your motherfucking very eyes. Y'all some dumbass people here. Period. So I know it, you know it. You can be dumb to the fact. I guess these bitches gonna self destruct now and break down or something, because this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard and ever seen. I believe it, because I kept saying, why they fucking with Elon? You know what I'm saying? I know Elon crazy or whatever. Throwing up those little symbols ain't cool either. It's like they're making reference to that, but it's like more so, what is he doing in the White House? Well, he's dismantling shit and he's definitely exposing shit. And people can be mad all they fucking want to. It's people who getting mad is because they're part of that fucking shit and that money is being filtrated back to their pockets. So America, you can stay stupid voting for a dumbass Democratic Party if you like. I've been stopped voting. I ain't voted really since Obama. Okay. I'm being real. It's just like I really don't really vote for real, because of my background, where I come from. And even Obama was exposing the same thing Doge was exposing. It's come out that he was trying to get people to pay attention to it then. So when they would definitely filtrate things that he would say, and the things that they wanted to advertise that he did or what they kept a lot of that shit secret, okay? Because they didn't want him to disclose certain things that they were doing in the background, the Department of Education, to hide it in the school system. Like that's, and then you know what? The funny thing about that is, can I get my motherfucking money, bitch, off them billboards when I win the lottery? Because the Department of Education is some bullshit, bitch. Don't you take no more of my motherfucking don't you take no more of my motherfucking money, bitch. When I win the lottery, whatever that bullshit you talking about, you about to give to the Department of Education and to Treasury, bitch, for the school, bitch, I want my money. I want my money back, bitch. Because you motherfuckers been stealing this whole motherfucking time, hoes. And I can't get all my money out and won the lottery, bitch. I didn't guess them numbers fair and square, bitch. And you won't give me my goddamn money. You want to give it to a fake ass department. And most of that money probably come from what? Lottery winnings. They got billions, bitch, that they pushing and funneling through. This system is so rigged and fucked up. And that's all Trump was trying to tell y'all. Okay. I ain't tripping with him with the listen. I don't think he's on nobody's side. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. Trump is just there to expose the truth with Elon Musk. If you can't see it by now, then you're a damn fool. Okay, because I seen it a long time ago. I have had 7 children go into, including my damn self, bitch, and my mama and them went to the DPS, bitch. Okay, and motherfuckers was not learning shit. We've been saying it for years. What the fuck is happening in the Department of Education? Like, what is this? What is this system? You know what I'm saying? Because my kid ain't learning shit. And then you got us coming to parent teachers conference talking about their behavior. Bitch, they bored. None of this shit is interesting. You're teaching the same shit you've been teaching for eons of years, bitch, and y'all still getting this money, and that's all it's been about, my baby. Keep your kids in school, and is y'all some big ass babysitters who there for the dollar. So fuck off, ho. That's all y'all ever been. That's all y'all ever been. Y'all ain't educated. What y'all been educating, bitch? Because I had to go home and read them books and learn myself and definitely learn how to spell and retain that shit and do everything. Yeah, you introduced it to me. I had to do the work. So I'm really educating myself. This is some shit. Department of Education, my baby, Detroit Public Schools, is some shit that you can do at home. Okay, you can do that shit with YouTube. Matter of fact, I've seen people choose homeschooling and learn more. Okay, than the kids in the fucking school. China and Korea and all these other fucking countries got us beat when it come to education, child. They are. Look at Africa. So you go ahead, okay? I love you, my baby, Maxwell, okay? Chikumbutso. I'm telling you, protect this man at all costs. I'm with Eddie Griffin on this shit, okay? Just being real, because that shit ain't no joke. They're gonna be on his head like they did Dr. Sebi. Every time they come up with something, here they go. Okay, so we gotta watch them. Okay, we gotta watch them. We gotta keep them safe. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Until I do, keep yourselves and your ideas, your creative ideas. Keep that shit to yourself until you're ready to launch it, because these motherfuckers definitely gonna take it from you, child. If you put it out there too soon, what you gonna do? Guess what? It's gonna go bye bye. Okay, because these motherfuckers definitely are hacking phones. That's what they do. They don't. They're not smart. They're not. If this bitch has been stealing and thieving, only thing they gonna come up with is some type of way to steal from your ass, because this country is built on a motherfucking lie. Y'all keep yourself, y'all family safe. I'll this shit's disgusting. American is disgusting.